For a plant to achieve its full potential, it needs proper care and nutrition. As specialists in the field of growing, we welcome the opportunity to give you all the information you need. Canna Coco A and B nutrient is used throughout the plant's vegetative and generative phases. Canna Coco A and B nutrient contains ingredients that ensure that essential nutrients are released by the substrate. The plant will need these throughout its life cycle. They will ensure that your plants get stronger and grow faster when using Canna Coco substrate. When you feed a plant with Canna Coco A and B nutrient, some of the elements it contains will be absorbed by the cocoa substrate, including nitrogen, calcium, and magnesium. Next, the cocoa fibers will release potassium and phosphates into the nutrient solution held between the cocoa fibers. The root can then absorb this mixture from the cocoa substrate, and the nutrients can be transported around the entire plant. Nitrogen moves directly into the roots. It is nitrogen that makes the cells divide and multiply, making the plant grow. The multiplication of cells starts with the division of the cell's nucleus, which contains the genetic information. Nitrogen is required when the DNA proteins replicate themselves. Nitrogen, phosphorus, and calcium enter the cell, making it grow. Nitrogen acts as the building blocks, while phosphorus and calcium make up the cement that binds these blocks together. More and more roots and branches appear. Together, they form the root system. The other elements are also sent up from the roots to the plant's growth buds. These buds will turn into new stalks with leaves. The cells in the leaf multiply in the same way as seen in the roots. When a new cell has been created, the other elements start to flow in. These elements attach themselves to the protein structure, and this forms a kernel which turns green. The nitrogen and the metals together create the chlorophyll of the leaves. The leaf grows and produces more and more chlorophyll. The plant becomes bigger, creating branches and making more leaves. The plant will now enter the generative phase and will require a different balance of nutrients. As soon as the plant creates its first flowers, increase the dose of Canna Coco A and B nutrition according to the grow schedule so that more phosphorus and potassium will be released from the cocoa substrate. In this way, a combination of nutrients will be produced within the cocoa substrate, especially for the generative phase. The additional nutrition will ensure that the flowers develop and grow to their maximum potential. As soon as the flower has reached its full size, it will start to fade. However, the ovary will remain and swell. This is the start of the next phase, when the ovary will need more phosphorus and potassium. If we look deeper into the ovary, you can see that there is a water compartment inside the cell. This compartment contains potassium as well as water. Potassium raises the EC in the plant and pressurizes the cell. This makes the fruit harder and heavier, which is important for the end result. Potassium also flows into the leaves. Each cell attracts water and tries to store this for its own uses. Potassium draws the water up to the leaf, where it evaporates. A surplus of potassium means that the leaf will either retain its water or release less. This results in burns, because the water is needed for transpiration or for cooling the leaf. To prevent premature ripening or burning during the ripening phase, give the plant water with no nutrients or reduced nutrients. The plant will continue to take in nutrients until its last day, although this will be in smaller amounts than in the previous phases. The plant can now concentrate on propagating itself. Phosphorus in the fruit flows to the seeds, which encourages their development. Seeds need phosphorus to lock in the energy that they will need to germinate. This energy will ensure that the seeds get a good start. Using Canna Coco correctly will give you the optimum results every time. In addition to our base nutrient, we also offer a range of additives to ensure that you get more from the plant. So don't forget to use Canna Rhizotonic, Cannazim, Canna Boost Accelerator, and Canna PK 1314 during the generative phase, which will result in an even better yield.